Good morning. Yes, it's early in the morning here. I've made my cuppa and it's delicious, gotta say. Yum. So yesterday was a tough day, definitely. Yesterday I kept wanting food, but I wasn't craving. So I was trying to work out what is going on. I wasn't having cravings. I know what cravings are. But I constantly wanted to eat. And I should know this because this has happened to me several times before. But anyway, at one point I went into the Facebook groups and was looking around, and I thought, like, my answer to other people is more fat, right? I thought, I got to do that. So I set about for the day. I'll go through what I ate in a moment, but I set about, the only thing I really had was pork belly. I had some pork belly that I steamed, if you want to sort of look at it that way, in the Instant Pot and sliced up, and have got it in the fridge. And that's got a decent amount of fat on the top. So I thought I'll have that because I shouldn't really eat butter. I do from time to time have a bit, but it doesn't go well with me, so I shouldn't really have it. Anyway, so I was trying to avoid having some butter, even though it's delicious. Oh man, it's so delicious. And so what I ate for the day, so I did get there in the end, and I'll tell you how I did that in a minute. All right, just so that I can go through things in order, otherwise I'll go all over the place. So I'll start with sleep. I've just got my check-in list. See my check-in list, My sleep was very broken. So I went to bed at 10:30. I woke up at 12. I woke up at 1. I woke up at 3. I woke up at 5, and I just gave up and got up. So, and we're here now, right? Make a cuppa, do my vlog, and then I get on with my work for the day. All right. So I would give my sleep a 4 out of 10 last night. I'm feeling tired just sitting here talking to you. Yeah, and I don't know if it was the fat solution I found at the end of the evening, because it was like after 7. And at the moment, I'm not putting that I'm not trying to create that discipline as well, because I just can't do everything at once. It's too much. I would feel overwhelmed and quit. And I don't want to do that. So whilst, it's great to not eat 3 hours before you go to sleep. And I totally have proven that in my own life. I've obviously, research says the same thing, but I actually know that that's true for me. I needed to do that yesterday, and I'm so glad, because it stopped what I was constantly wanting to eat when I did solve the problem. So it's good. I've got some information. Have you heard that saying, you do the this to get to the that? I feel like now I can incorporate this thing into my next, today, tomorrow, the next day, all that. So yeah. And as far as textures go, so what I ate yesterday was excuse me, I am tired. Had coffee in the morning. I had 2 eggs and I think 1.5 slices of bacon, or 2 slices of bacon, I think it was. Then so really my main food for the day was, I then had some pork belly strips. And I took some footage of that with a tiny little bit of bacon. And then a couple of hours later, because again, I was so hungry, and then because I was so hungry, a couple of hours later, still looking for food, and I'd just eaten some really good quality food. So then I made some more pork belly strips, and I added some roast beef strips. because sometimes beef will help switch off that. You know, if I have a lot of beef, it'll just switch it off. I have got some beef spare ribs, short ribs, in the fridge. Now, they're not big and bulky like you get from a butcher. They're from Coles, so they're smaller. They're probably from down the end of the rib, not in the middle. But that's going to do the trick for me today. I'm going to cook them in the Instant Pot. Instant Pot is another, like I've had my Instant Pot for, I don't know, 5 years, and it's amazing. But when you want soft meat that you can later do other things with, 3/4 cook it in the Instant Pot. It's really good. Anyway, I digress. All right, so that was really my food for the day. Eggs and bacon, pork belly strips. I didn't feel like beef. I really didn't. I added a bit of beef in the third meal because I didn't know why. I just wanted to keep eating, and it wasn't like I wasn't craving something. I did have cravings yesterday, but it was separate to that. So I knew something else was going on. And I've even made a note at 5 p.m. I had very strong cravings, which is separate to wanting to eat. From at 5 I had very strong cravings I've got here, and I do remember them. They were like I just wanted to eat anything. I just started cycling in my mind through all the things that I would normally have when I'm craving, or what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? I didn't do any of that. I didn't get anything, so that was great. That's a pebble for my urges jar. And I went and made mayo. So this is my solution, right? I wish I could do what Steak and Butter Girl does and just eat butter. I've done it from time to time, and it's delicious, and it works. It absolutely works. It just stops everything. But there are slight repercussions for me, which I either do or I don't want. Some days I don't care. Most days I do care. Anyway, so I thought I'll make mayo out of ghee. Well, out of tallow, first of all. So my thought process was, in my fridge, I've got a jar that I just put excess fat in when I've cooked. And lately, most of it's been tallow. I go through seasons. When I'm cooking a lot of bacon, a lot of it's lard. And every now and again, I'll get some schmaltz, right? So I did cook some chicken skins last week. So I had some schmaltz in there in the fridge. So it was a bit of a mixture of 3 instead of 2 different types of fats. So I thought I'll make that into mayo. It won't be as strong, won't be as beefy, because the tallows, can be strong. That's all good. And then as I got it all prepped and ready yesterday, I thought I'll add some ghee to it, because I do want to make some, because ghee I can tolerate. All the milk solids are gone, all the milk protein and the milk sugars is taken out of it. And it is a bought one, this particular one. I do make my own. I've made it for years. But at the moment, I actually specifically bought a couple of jars of ghee specifically to make mayo with. Anyway, so I ended up using about a cup of tallow and a cup of ghee, and I combined them together, and I thought I'll make double batch. I ended up using 3 egg yolks and making a cup and a half with a cup and a half of fat. I used a little bit of mustard, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of salt. Right, that's basically the recipe. And I didn't film it, but I will create another batch. Right. So I did that, and then had a bit, and then had a bit more. And then I thought, yeah, I think this is what I need to do right now. I need to actually just have some fat. So I made a note: cravings. that was prior to making the mayo. Okay, so I got out of the fridge, and I didn't want to heat it up and put the mayo on hot beef. So I got the beef strips out. And I found all the ones that were the leanest that I could find, because the ones that were fatty, I like to put them in the air fryer and make them crispy, and then they're delicious and tender. So I got the leanest ones out, and I just put mayo on each of them, and I ate beef strips. I don't think I took a photo of that. I don't think I did. And that was good. it's sort of everything started slowing down, and like I started feeling like, okay, feeling like I'd eaten, right? Feeling like I'd eaten. And then I sort of wasn't done. I sort of, I could eat a bit more. So then I got my pork crackle and I dipped it into the mayo, and that worked. Then by then so that was between probably 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So not the ideal time to eat, but I'll take it. I'll take it right now, and I just need to be kind to myself because I achieved. Yes, it was by the end of the night, but I achieved something really good for me, and I know today now what to do, and I can do it earlier in the day, but I feel like I've got a solution. And look, to be honest, when I've had cravings in the past, I've used fat. So I don't even know why it didn't occur to me, but I do know that I think day 3, 4, and 5, I was having octopus. I had tuna, octopus. I'd been having chicken on day 1, 2, and 3. I think somewhere around there, and I hadn't been adding a lot of extra fat because I didn't feel like it. That's why I just didn't feel. I felt sick at the thought of having extra fat. But I think what happened is Friday, Saturday, I think I must have run out of just having excess fat available to me, perhaps, because that's what started yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. And yesterday we're doing Sunday, day 7. So that worked really well. So then I went to bed. I don't know, an hour and a half later. I took my magnesium and a few things that I take, went to bed, and I just didn't sleep well. And I don't know if it was because of eating between 7 and 9. Look, I've eaten much later than that and slept well. So in the past, like, yeah, even regularly. So I don't know if that's it. And I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to overthink it. I have got the new CBO monitor, and I will put up a screenshot. And my ketones have been going like this for the last 24 hours. I think the highest it got to was 0.8. It blipped off at one point, and then the lowest it got to, like just this morning I checked it, and I think at 3 o'clock in the morning it went to 0, like while I was sleeping. So I'm learning. I don't want to start making decisions based on it because I'm an early adopter. So my natural self would be like, okay, I need to change this, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I'm not going to do that right now with this ketone measure. I think I want to, it's a 14-day. This one I've got here is 14 days. So I'm going to give it a couple more days. I can download the data too, so I've got that. Even though it'd be nice to download the graph, that would be a lot more helpful, but it doesn't. It downloads it just as data. That's okay. And it would be nice if this app, the only other thing it needs is so that you can plot your food. You can enter your food and it comes up against, you can then see the ketones that follow. Doesn't have that. I managed to get that tattoo off. You need oil. You need oil, otherwise it's not coming off, not for days, which, there you go, it's a tattoo. All right, so that was good. So the textures I will put up that go with it. Had a lot of crunchy yesterday, which was awesome, and fatty and salty. Gotta love those. And I love, like, pork belly. Over the years, I have perfected, like, pork crackle, the home one. Not the one you get in the packet. So it was lovely having that. I've got some pork belly left, and then I'm out. So I do need to go and get some steak. I'm going to get another pork belly because when I don't feel like eating beef, that's a nice fatty option for me. And I just need to focus and make sure I have enough fat. I mean, you can just, it's not hard to find that information. You can just YouTube or Google keto or carnivore, and very quickly you will learn 2 things that are vital as you are transitioning, which can take up to a couple of months. And that is electrolytes and fat. They are the two things. And I know that. I've been playing around. I've been doing this, 90% for a couple of years. So it's not this is not new to me. But it's interesting when you get into that space, and just anyway, day 7, I'm very happy. I feel like things are going to change gears slightly. I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm changing gears slightly. Yesterday, moving into today, tomorrow. We'll see. So cravings is good. Emotional grind yesterday, maybe not. Again, it's interesting because I haven't really had a hugely emotional day this week today's day 8, but I'm doing day 7's vlog. So that's a very positive thing. I think that's a very positive thing, but I'm just surprised. Emotionally, I've been very even. That's a good thing, isn't it? It's good. The toilet, was not good yesterday. Was just liquid all day. I'll leave it at that. Heartburn, I did have a bit of heartburn. The Saturday and Sunday, days 6 and 7, I noticed a little while after eating beef, I have had some heartburn. So I'm just going to make a mental note. I'm just making a note on here, obviously, and I'm just going to note that and see where that goes, what happens with that. And I did have a little bit of tummy cramp in the morning. Now, I have been having coffee every day, except for one day, which I don't normally do. So we will see. I'm just noting it here for posterity. Back pain, knee pain. Yeah, last night, back pain. Yes, knee pain. I'd probably put the knee pain at maybe 3 or 4 out of 10. Back pain last night was probably 5 or 6. Yep. Ease to walk and mobility. Yeah, probably a 5 out of 10. It wasn't great yesterday. Short walk. Yes, I walked up and down the patio and did some housework. So that's more or less it. I mean, I've got to check my food prep list and I've got to get a bit of shopping today. I suppose the biggest takeaway for me today is about making sure I get enough fat today. I've got some beef strips left and some pork belly strips left. I've got a lot of food prepped in the freezer. Like I've got bacon wrapped chicken balls. I've got chicken mince, chicken breast. I've got wings. I just don't feel like chicken right now. I actually could do with a steak today. I haven't had a steak for a few days. So I need to go and get a few things. So that's me for day 7. I will check in with you. Today's day 8 and I'm looking forward to a good day. I've got to get my head down, get some work done. And I'm working on a course that I'm going to be teaching for my work and stuff. So that's exciting. I love doing that. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye and I hope you're having a good day. Say hi in the comments below. Love, like and subscribe. Any love on the channel is always appreciated, always. Thank you so much.